Agyapong. Engineer Boko there. Fantastic. The last time Uber studio Hana before 2020 elections. And he didn't come ye. But and then Uber again. Yeah, to 2020 elections every year. Were your expectations met in the elections?
First and foremost, me the person me dey be fit here Ghana or mine Ghana. Say kwan be fa so e be bo a democracy. The country near 65 years. Pempiana ni perifi. The first 35 years are very difficult. Coup in 66, counter coup, handing over 69, 72 coup, several coup attempts. Ghana for refugee, every baby one man, one machete in the 70s. Asempa 79, which was essentially an insurrection. Soja phone call sorry. Before then, not 78, we be a friend of Palace School.
Yeah.
Sana Liman by 81 within 2 years.
Another
coup. After that 81 coup, there were several attempts. June 18th there, November 23rd there, and in Niema Bebre, SEC. The mestre nama bon kaye o Ghana. Ne say. Nancy Anne celebrating a 65 anniversary.
Yes.
Whilst it's important, say as a guarded sad democratic process no. Jealously. Now we hold the feet of the government in office to the fire to make sure that the right things are done for society. And so we shouldn't take our freedom and our democracy for granted. Because you live it through the coup times. And then I'm share statistics. 61% of Ghanaians are below the age of 30.
Below 30 years.
Yes. On Asempa FM.
In fact, says what we are only 6% of the population. In here must say, the history of this country is told properly. Sana a guide and ye yeah. Because ushe die akoso omemu ayakayaka dia akoso omemu any pain any pa akotru omemu. I'm hoping that it should never come back again. And yes, society no ebiba omemu da. Enti mranti no the next generation. Say it me enrich one with the history of what we have been through. No omogadi. And also interested, ye practice democracy in Tino. Sebi abanye be was no enhwese on be the right thing. Na ankofa confusion near the armor. Because Mikaipa is important. Say between pebi adwen koso. Mikai eniema impacted me personally. Na me akola 1979. Ne from 5 ye O levels. 2 weeks before. Na papa be a friend of Colonel and info. Our best trying to back on fancy. You cried a name quality in him. He happened to be the judge advocate of military tribunal. Just say, Juman were learning, yes, be what said I bonibi. Nanso so cool in the confusion. A soldier for bull refi. Yekunu yere. Kuna kola on in chain, ekumwa ufi
and more.
I'm telling you. Nema ane inni ho at the time and almost school. Womana sebi.
Asempa FM.
Na bako ye makola won fansma me penance we nyanko poncha de we architect. Ni nua keto akra de kwa abrochi on pese obeba Ghana akra bio. Nti eniema esi wo Ghana ha no edoso. Guy ba ko no athlete, top athlete. Friend Koteba. Friend Wachuku no di mechi 1 year. Brilliant boy. Niema esi ye nti no ni papa ni ade em say u hwe no kwase se hu baby o Daniel Champo no e champo ba obeye basabasa ni nam dansuma em say nyini se odeti asipo. I'm just saying this as a note of caution. Say who asem soja asem 1982 February wo mo ane wo kumasi omutie mi omuntie sasem we
Ekosiisen.
Sorry, ni me refi, but near Fred Papa no da sorry no. Odifo Asari.
Okay.
So ni a soldier for nya altercation bi. Soldier for bora na sorry. Eche no. Bono dini chin Kumasi na parading the streets. The number 2 KGT e bonitio eshe no.
In Kumasi.
In Kumasi. Then I'm because we're young and really feel a lot of things have happened in this country. For the next bare 1 week no. Wa Kumasi be up a the amount hands up. Several churches were bent down by these Irish soldiers. It took the then chief of defense staff, he had to leave Accra and come back, Brigadier Nunumensa, to come and impose order and discipline. And Sana and Niema returning Kakra to normal. Me can say, because in the Ohano be a say Kuba near the Ubian Cassadie. Ghana hamwa emre debi, but whatever we have to cherish it. Kudie, mesese ebin sida. Me see in those 3 days na soldier phone kasi Kumasi from Pejensa no. Busan painful ekai. Over 80 bodies were found lying about. Kum nipa keke. Yeah, near was stadium na dana kotokone has a ball on a Sunday. Na disco bi wo stadium chef ama side friend Maserati and azi bibisa. Omo shi disco no e shi kasa. Omo akọ stadium apake ye kasa. I'm telling you. Yeah, among
And this is the 81
yes,
coup?
yes. This immediate aftermath. That was about February ending, oh baby, na make us 82. Nti omampenyi ku for a National Reconciliation Commission. Yeah, na binu musigana for a refi adientem. Me feel some more media for from time to time, just to reawaken the conscience of the new generation. And Kolana, woman go through this pain. Ghana folk go through. Woman Johnny, you could abridge Johnny. Woman, you must say,
Asempa FM.
Kushna baby, ya. Inti ene. Si o kabima min kabia mamu in fear na bia. Ye timi freely koto aba eyi ye man pani ni esesano na esi denyame ase.
But you were active in politics at the birth of the 1992 Constitution.
That's correct.
And the youth now
Ekosiisen
agitators
on Asempa
have
FM.
said that Constitution now outliving the usefulness. We probably need to jettison it and put together a proper Constitution that will reflect the current
In
needs.
semni bia omo kano mini omo ya adwene and semni bisu mini omo nya adwene. Constitution is a living document.
Yes.
A dynamic.
Yes.
And don't just say you should jettison the whole Constitution. No. There may be a few areas. Me maka madwene, for instance. I think most importantly there should be separation of powers.
Proper separation
Proper
of powers.
separation of powers. It is a hybrid arrangement. As a minister, some parliament, it doesn't afford the parliament the opportunity to have some oversight responsibility to make him share. Because be an na down for your minister. Na oba question is who busa no kra ontimi musa. It try say marry American and British parliamentary system. Me gidi say after 30 years no, we've got to look at it and say we there Yebinya Yema president on appointed in for outside parliament. Ti wuko parliament wa enko ban se ufu se a route to become a minister. And ti nipa pi use parliament na say the kwan omo faso a omo ba be minister. Na emu adwuma pa de omo so as parliamentarians. Say checks and balance on the government of the day no. And no now we get it lost. And anyway one a year. Of course, me share find out whether that is entrenched or not. But I think that is a change that we should be able to make. There are other changes.
Some have called for a total repeal of Article 71, for example.
Look, there are critical matters that worry me. For instance, even the cost of running government machine. We have been in power, we've been in opposition, we are back in power. All the two main parties have been in and out. Some of them children, this is a time to have a bipartisan discussion. For instance, Constitution, the framers, Omo can say we shouldn't have more than 19 cabinet ministers.
Yes.
I think the spirit behind the letter, say they are telling you, say, yes, you have more than 19 ministers.
Be brave.
Yeah. Some of them children, because which are constitutional bibia as a president and his cabinet and cabinet nanti mean say minister I say on cabinet. I think that should stop. For a country 35 million maybe projected to be maybe 40 in the next 10 or so years.
Asempa FM.
15 to 20 should be enough to
Ministers.
yes,
On Asempa
or
FM.
ministries. Now, in fact, what sometimes we need him be press secretary to president for those days.
Yeah.
I mean resume of course. Me a press secretary, more instruction as take it. But I for someone a more engineering background, I know so when you talk about transport, it straddles aviation, ports, harbors, rail. The only element of transport I am, if you say, because of its centrality to a development, a strong spine for development, roads. I know dear, if you say, he has special
alone,
and nobody me stand alone. All forms of transport should be under one minister. I mean, we used to have works and housing. And then water resources and sanitation are out of it. I disagree with that completely. What's wrong with them, Sean? And many others. I mean, and I think
so. You think at least 19-20 ministries
yes
can manage
should
this country?
manage this country?
By no means for each of those ministries, maybe one minister
and one deputy.
And one deputy.
The president has one vice president, not two. Again, I don't believe in these multiple deputy ministers. Those are my personal views.
Yeah, of course.
And, some of them can be very radical. But those are views I've shared. Me, General Secretary, so okay. I had an interview with Kwesi Pratt on Hot Issues, and I said the same thing in 2015. I said the same thing. And I want to repeat. Now, some of these things, I think even as political parties, we have to get to the table and say, look, we've tried this, it doesn't work. We tried this, it doesn't work. We believe, say, say, 19 ministers now by appointing, so that we can reduce the cost
of running
Ghana. For instance, the issue of the Supreme Court. They say, I'm told that there are about 16, if it's right. I'm told. But, I mean, even a country like Ghana, I think that we shouldn't be more than 9 justices of the Supreme Court. And the justices should not retire.
Why not?
Lord, unyina uyerinya na hunu nyansa. Enti u ko America nom ne ade a. Chance nipa na eduru baby na owu. Anase eduru baby ono ase oni ahoden obetimi de aye adwuma. He becomes infirm, you can brofuma. And sana we free. Because look at the cost to the country. Nipa na they will retire on their salary anyway. To replace it now, you still have another person you are paying. And why don't you leave him
to be there till his death?
Yes, because in America they do that. Look, me and you Penny, a member of council of state, used to be the president of professional bodies, Tama and Tokoni Jinam in the 70s and 80s. Uncle Samokujeto.
Yes, Samokujeto.
What the 85 or so, still very strong. A member of the Council of State. If such a person is on the Supreme, why can't he
work as a judge?
Yes, he can. And I think that notion say we do 70 and my judges Nikofi. Meanwhile, we are still paying them, and then you bring in a new set of
and also pay them.
That is too much cost to the country. And there are quite a number of areas. As yet, na yeshe. Na if you say biti masesane asesa. But this wholesale as nipa mranti and say bufu na shomboa o yentungu constitution ye. So and lived under military dictatorship. They will never say that. Right now, wherever we are 10 times better than under military dictatorship.
But as said, the discipline we need to develop, like we've seen from the Asian tigers, this democracy has not given us that discipline. You can see indiscipline all over the place. And that a little bit of military way in between.
No, that is not the end of the world. Maybe we haven't been blessed to get that. Critical mass of right-thinking people, patriots. I can say, and then me share platforms so. I'm sure you rant here. On more politics more. Yeah, now I begin to worry for the country. Say, fapimpa anti politics. No more politics is a method is sumo. You have to look out for the others. I'm telling you. We need people who speak for the country. People who fight for the country. And now my it is policy papa ne beba kra. na adani procurement opportunity for certain interests.
Yeah.
Which is wrong. And we need some of us to stand up and be counted and say we cannot do that. Me, and yema mensa, me free and pennyfo I bet 2 1991 2 chairman or man, and the papa crowd they me as a young person say, Yasi, I dear bemo and yajipa, mensa. I say, what the spirit of service, say, opese obeson. Say, oh, my party, say, opese song, without getting anything. Sacrifice, so be too much, however difficult it is. Now, remember some of the examples. Now, face what's science selfless. We are saying, "Enko ban say,
Ekosiisen on Asempa
FM." That's the beauty of life. Meaning the reason why I always look happy and say, and then one day say, "Me pay bibi the boy will be," and I put a smile on the face of somebody. That's it. Their life is defined by the positions they occupy in society. Never. Never. And I buy and I says, let me tell you something. Me, a Juma ya de buam penny for 1991. I was never an executive of the party. But I can say this in all humility. Say you can't service to MPP. And many executives haven't done that.
Before you became general secretary.
Oh, I cried the general secretary. I said, catch.
Yeah, we'll come.
We'll get there. Nipa obesre me say me general secretary. So a deputy minister. Obama office virtually obunku do am so I'm sorry. Aden. Kwabena the way party na who be say. Na esrewa ya tese also onye. Na wanya adachi wo so bi na wo hia bibi from your grassroots no. Let's enti o ntu tie. I did not hate me papa. Nipa no otia onim ne ho oba me office wo 28 February junction na me office wo me ne papa panim onye baby ko friend efo Tommy Ametopo no president ko for
Ekosiisen on Asempa
because in 1991-92 na ye nkola ye wie school mini 30 years no minim de me ma fam na minim de Ghana fo afam de nyina ye se da bi ekwan bia ye befa so a ye beboa
Asempa
ma
FM
kabi ma min kabi abetintim o Ghana ha be ente se no ese nkwan o adwo
na adosini bia
timi nse wuram eyimu nam no owe esija so na ehye upo bi kura se ko kahwe ma me ed those days ohun ba bia SU building na wo ketekete ese na yesi tower
high rise kase wo hono
sa shell no na kotoko ya ba wu adia
oh
yes okay. Mo Ghana ha munim history no ese e true history di mamo na YWCA na wo hono YMCA right
YMCA
say ohona ne ya start ye pese ko kasa na mpemfo ne be kasa nya hotama klo Kwame Pianim num ne ade adubu ahene num ne ade ba be kasa mpemfo those days wo mu sro krase wo mu de edim ko akoto se ye ne ye be buku area no me akola na me ye adwuma Ghana Highway Authority papa Pianim bi ne ko retire me friend Mr. Befi AB Befi no principal consultant or AES ne
moto
ni Fiat
okay.
Or Fiat kitwe
okay.
It was a magic.
Ekosiisen
Goal of
on
technology.
Asempa
Me am the musical. Na ma bebuku ni metua. Ansa na nwumre. Nya honko ye kotema ye say. The kinds of sacrifices are nipa ye no. Ya anya kra anwe se ye pe bibi o. Ye bibi aboa oman no. Ntimi nkola na e ba no. Me pese wo mo ti ase se. Wo mo di omo ye bia omo nwene oman no ho. Ense omo sacrifice omo som omu tuye ho ache sana oman no ye die akosi ye so that the generations that are coming will learn from that. Sure, na at that time na mpenimfo and so edru say ye pe obi akogina national television so aye party political broadcast na edion mpenimfo obi eso be me ya ba wo begu mpenimfo bi adwuma wo ma adwane so it was not easy to even get up and say at that time transition no it was still military dictator na me ye aban adwuma as a young civil engineer
and this was early
I'm talking 90s. About 91 92
okay
and so me to me ho che say akoba ne say ye hia obi na say obaba be kasa ama party na of course fortunately penny ba ko me pese me bondi we film o si Kwabena wona wa branch e wa amiti no ye no Kwam Safo Adufie Dr. Safo Adufie Dr. Selby no ho Hackman Usuajiman was the treasurer no ho Kwakupoku, or no Alliance for Change, Nipe Pire Fino. Haruna Atta, not all he was a member of the publicity committee. And he shared me at blue Jilabia Bisa. And he recorded me from then. I was doing the party political broadcast. I'm Kaisa one day, Mikasa, yay.
And this was under 30. You were not yet 30.
No, yes. That was around 30. I was 30 in March. March is born. But that's around 30 years. So, now a Dubois and a candidate. And I say, you be here on Juma. Those days, na American. Jacob Blamte and a chairman of that publicity committee of that campaign. Current president, Nana Dudankwa Kufuor, was the campaign manager of Professor Dubois. So them John, and Penifuni no more, but the lot fell on me. Said you should sacrifice for the future. Ko nekoye sadi. Now, Mr. Sata and my host to sports highlights or TV, so it was felt with the goodwill and
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Me to know was a may. Enti mesreng chirimana ebano. Se niema me kind, and niema me the drive for materialism which has gripped the country, which has gripped us. I mean, nim baby omo peniema no edi ako. And no idea how me kesi.
But I don't know, won't you blame Momo generation for showing the way? Because they are youth and also will look up to the generation before them.
No, I don't think you can say that. The meeting me catch them say, we are saying, we be the bois amansan, and no, in here, and no nyankopon be shroud. Near the obenya amount. Mikasi is swapano, me namity. Rage.
Yes.
Baby and a dear national cathedral. The Encola, a Femuani, a copy ringway. You see a cohe, I kumi fee, Munima Yakumi.
Ayekumi.
I want in it, and Chroma finance minister.
Okay.
Or Dan Cassivi or ringway, a quanes sonia cohe. Na efe. And no kuhusa dana. I said Dantuna at Tennessee. I'm just trying to tell you. So we need people to let the Ghanaian politician, those who want to serve our country, to recognize the main focus of politics is the welfare of the underprivileged. That is what we should be recognizing. In Tiebesre, especially, now you can see there's a lot of mistrust. Young political parties in the account. So, okay, I'm a general secretary, may call NDC4 conference. Kumasi. I still have the statement I read. Me catch because some time ago, in 2007, or say 17 thieves, now me catch say sa kasam, enye kasapa. Me say before. Now kasa for political expediency. Ugu politics animasi. You bring it down in the eyes of the society. Na ema nkrofo enya gidie over politics. Some of us be because enya esi ye kasane yetimi save o minor. This and then TM they say Mattis a minister of lands can be about
Asempa FM.
Can say forest
Achimota Forest.
Maybe environmental engineer and I'm here for me thesis. So into green cover is very important.
Asempa FM.
Green cover. Accra Ushe. The map of Accra in 1900. Now processing up to 2010, you lose about 60% of the vegetal cover. You can't say green cover. And as I say, ha, you to, say assassin, you run also. And so no mem, and mem and co, and sana, a be connected in soon, assassin, me mama, Brunica, I saturated, and sana the engineers cast a runoff, no, abba. And then ye clear bebia weko obi fie kra na wasan to tiles account. It is to 100% runoff. There's no percolation into the ground. And no create a lot of the floods because
within Accra
because the pre-development ecosystem has been so far damaged. Emma, chese eniema ezi ye de protected the society. Nina you fina bibia sikenti asasi bia ye ton asasi bia
who do you blame? Because ebimo people for political expediency
that's right.
will blame the political class, the political elite.
Right.
But we have technocrats like yourself who are supposed to advise, who are supposed to do the right thing.
The American say, you have a role to play. Yeah, politicians know the the politicians are ultimately responsible. I can tell you the technocrats, the contribution they make. Because me,
Yes.
state lands, it was my principle, say me because I'm against the sale of state lands. At the intina and say in the statue from Rollins more time. Yes, the redevelopment of Accra. A ben be about no lands if we no much will be have member back no at all 8. We no who's a politician when you're back. No, what's no okay, see omu hwe Accra ha osuni cantonments ni ade. And sase ye Ghana dia. Somehow ye pe kwan bi na obohu Kwabena ne amane baako fufufu na ono wakoton the ama developer bi within a week makes millions of dollars. Why? State of Ghana the the state of Ghana deserves to be rich and have money. It is a property for Ghana. If you say a primer, say developer be person obefa.
Yeah.
You bet him the amano na ye quantum ne woman no ye equity woman. By now, all these developments that have happened in cantonments and Laboni and all those places, Ghana government lands. Why is the government out of it? I disagree totally with this kind of practice. And I've said it when I was in government. I'll continue to say it whilst my party is in government. To those who want to listen, should listen. And he said, one, I disagree from an environmental point of view.
That's for the Achimota forest.
Yes, because media forest party. Now saying, me quite sorry, Mount Sinai. Methodist Church or Kwabena Atomic.
Okay.
Me who so expanding road. But in New Year, doors. I was going to call the Ministry of Environment and can't say a drebi and they should replant it.
From Atomic Eba Hachono.
Yes. Would they say opa before we drew baby amudi chicken if I was saying. KFC no.
KFC.
Was ye boo a New Year right?
Oh really? Me found
yes. Ye bunina. Fine, it be an expansion of road, be affected road alignment near the horn of traffic about fine. But it means it should be part of it. You say you start replanting. Tika by now cry kamo trees are any near the Ekosiisen baby and replace it. Now bro, say what do ka ko bodu you best send no bill. Uka say no. No what ya koto eduani bi bia besi ho. You know, we have to protect the environment and the ecosystem. And we need people to be thinking this way. Say, ayo ebinumu say, asasi bi abeda unti ebetwitwa ne asan tonton without thinking about the general society, how it serves as a carbon sink. Because we need all those things to have a proper ecosystem equilibrium. But
where the Achimota forest is currently, and I saw a post on Facebook, a person alluding to the fact, Sawosha, some part of that forest, encroachment near the Adint, it's no longer serving its purpose. And those parts can be taken off now.
How can he ever say that? It is not supported by technical advice. The fact that we do 100, no, we 20, no, say, as we 100, the 18 can a contribution to humanity. Because why would the old feel as in your say, too
much.
Inti ye clear baby pen a hoshin niadi. Inti all these things ye can climate change, global warming, so we need our technocrats to be skilled enough to know and have this orientation to protect the ecosystem. Nye bibia na ese iska and ye baby crab or ball in ya. Oh, you saw now cook massimi, you saw if you cause one baby a bubble proof room, your boko so you call a Faber also the Uncle Subin Valley. A bubble or if you want my back and him fear man share, I want to share a gruce and I'm a kit.
Oh, okay.
So on no team be a friend of Bugas. Yeah, the Duraba, Bugas, the Duraba. Yeah, so. You know, this life has many dimensions.
but certainly not make kind EI. No, as I was reading the EI specifically says, in exercise of the power conferred on the president by Section 19 of the Forest Act, this instrument is made this 31st day of March 2022. The land specified in the schedule and I'm yet to see schedule. No, to this instrument shall cease to be a forest reserve on the first day of May 2022. Now that this EI are into force, no, what would you advise to be done to that area?
What is important? So we have a Ministry of Lands.
Yeah, there is a
Natural
ministry.
Resources. We have a Forestry Commission.
Commission.
These are the technical advisors to the president. Any decision that you take should be in the interest of the country and the interest of the ecosystem protection. Because Accra, we don't have fire belts anymore. Accra, Akoka, and Sawam. There should be a fire belt. There are places that you should not be allowed to develop beyond. Uko Kaswa, and Uko Tema, Abom, Uko Abom. What kind of planning is that? It's a difficulty. It's a difficulty that we have to look at.
And the fire belts will be for what?
In case there's a major fire.
Maybe
It means that when you fire belt, it cannot spread beyond a certain place.
Okay.
Na break fires.
Okay.
To share California no fires
Yeah.
or habon say start no makofa dozers na de no mu dwi baby a creative belt say I share we are intimate
tribute.
That's right.
You need we don't have that.
Say baby cry kochna kra ye nante kra nkotra nyem from akra bi wen. Baby ya ton esidan. Baby ya ton. So we have an issue, and so I talked to my colleague planners, surveyors, engineers. We had a built-in environment forum when I was executive director at the Ghana Institution of Engineers, trying to push. So we need to make sure that our voices are heard to protect the country. Now, ma and for interest, people's individual interests and personal interests supersede that of the national. I'm a minister, and I don't know. I disagree. Maybe on the managing forest because it means we are going to lose a lot. It means that carbon sink is gone, and that will impact on the area, and in fact in Accra. So, but if indeed it's gone, then LUSPA should show us what the scheme is. And in Accra and in Ghana, the development goes ahead of the scheme, which is wrong. It's something we've been talking about. One of the things I'm passionate about, that's why I remain home said I have to be the voice of conscience in this country. Can be na akanipa akuma. Can be about politics. In 19 years, 30 years, na enye easy. In fact, the first election, Nipa Refis in 1992, a parliamentary presidential appeal. Everything was skewed towards the military dictator at the time. So them shown. And say na utimiko ballot box on kubusa says. I remember my name classmate, Quino, lawyer Alex Quino, me made one fancy. Me no call Usu Salem, a soldier for commandos cretu, Oma controllers on me and shed the Ekosokra. Those days, ballot boxes and cry, is it? Opaque and this and now see through transparent. And wechi ena ye mu bi eta Professor Dubois here chi say yen to parliamentary no minim sem penifo ni pi no mani nye ho. So because there MPs
there were some safe
seats ni identity ni pen bi ani nye ho na we ka say no. See and touch ni and send the right message and a strong message to the world. Say we are dissatisfied with the conduct of SAN 92 election now. Ombe take care for granted. And SAN yebe chose tolling verdict. National Executive Committee meeting na ye woko kumile. Na meeting bi me akola. I used to represent the Young Executive Forum at the National Executive. That time there were 2 slots.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
at the time, a recognized wing of the party.
Yes. Now, because beginning na kukumile sika yen crop for digum nyasem ketwa. Papa back when I can't do be a reference. A friend could fin team men, do not friend Kofili. Yeah. Me can't say Sika, yeah, set at time, I finish use with Sika and getting kitty. But Kakra, did why? One of the dickers here.
Cassia to do what? Normally,
any editor party headquarters.
Oh, the asylum down,
then penny papi in the only account. But not that time, Young Executive they were the mainstay of this party. To me, can't say. Ma enkolana omurure feed the history na nsemi kokuma se me kosra na ma rehin. He was one of the stalwarts of the young executive
Asempa
forum.
FM.
That time, Dr. says, no, you're health guide. Monka history ni here, where a doctor, a medical officer, say when Nana here was a mentia. Near office, opposite Avenida Hotel, Kojo Thompson Road. And then almost see a EB or Assemblies of God, Kakabi, first then he only a park, a boss of ball. Near the office, Beho, when near started year meetings, and Sunday you move up Kingsway building. Former foreign minister, or Sage, Ekosiisen, in the office. Kingsway, on any acquire meeting. Kandapa, no minister of it. Now, yeah, more electricity corporation.
Yeah.
I'm to Miss Reno. So, Oba meeting.
All right, it's a bad director.
Oba meeting, I know the car, go see Jinyame Hotel, Usrose be enough for which you know. Oh, made the Oba party headquarters, Damo Blue Dassin be ACR 862. But Venecio. Hey, near bro. Yeah, I said, the rich and who for say, Kwabena, SEM free. We as who say treatment on the fast. And that was why I pack in
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Tisa, a friend saying, don't see, Danny, Danum, almost any beboa, and Tienseti a bibisa. And son at 93, 94, and also party Nika Semina Menko, Dambochu near show. The first strong room a year of Ghana was in 1996. That was the first time we had a strong room. 1996.
96.
So on them, you know. So that time now NDC almost press secretary, and your baby now we contemplations or GTV. A friend of Vincent Assise, be representing me senior old school, also no obey reform party. Guzitano, no more. So, Kwesi Pratt, Fred Lebusan, of CPP. Depending on how I'm refugee. All this was to
96,
start.
you were in the strong room.
Yes.
Okay.
Until all this was in the process, kakra. And suddenly we doing it. By 2000 crown, young kocha photo ID crown. Attorney General so ampere. Ubes or the court. Say in fact operate. What be that? Send Kadima Kwedimu you say afraid if you say vote and your manema na ekoso no enyanti
Asempa FM.
And in Niema Koso Ghana a dos. We are not a perfect country. We don't have a perfect government. But I can tell you, say, right now where we stand, Budina, me call San Jose, and saying for the World Engineering Conference, Costa Rica. Oh, sorry, Ghana, sorry, Ghana, because of the stable democracy we've had for this 30 years. Let's not disturb it. And also, Yabaino should take the mandate of the people for granted. They shouldn't. And I keep saying, we are just midway through the second term to work hard to satisfy the people of Ghana. Because after 4 years, they're going to bear judgment whether you've done right by them or not. Na MPP, appointees of government, womo conduct, womo ni any did I mean my bemda. 6 years I was Kufuor's press secretary.
Yes.
So, and so what man who sent me used to 4-wheel drive crowd because I thought it wasn't necessary.
You did not have a state car?
No.
Now why you sue our car?
You used to make car quite for the first 2 years. Baby, I'm a timid tram, me making sure me see me die from my engineering practice and sana.
Oko into politics.
Yes.
Oko into mobile into government.
That's right. Now all these things are important because you are in
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Oh, we school says they think it is the quickest route
to making money,
which is wrong. It shouldn't be. Politics is about service. You can't public service that. It means exactly that. Service to the public. Service to the public. Yemesum or minor. So, again, to say the police for themselves, almost yes, servants of the people. Even the way they conduct themselves. Nipa bekasa ni adini na se bema nipa enya abotoyem na wenye gidie se we mu ho emayen asoman. Ni anhwe yie na kasa tension SADC. I think so, in my view. Nipa already wakoke kensem wa emfata and one of the people and nanka made 2 on Safui. Omo de bia omusa menim se we D45 kra.
Oliver Bakavoma.
Tibia ono niema nipa famu Ghana no we hu bi. Nti unkogina baabi enka ku asem. Nemum wakaka sakra. Where Ghana his rights have to be protected. Enti sabi wako travel over ekwan kakra. We bibi says you be beka say bro. The oye enti na mo ye ne sa. I keep telling my friends in the police. I'm making a lot of money from issuing tickets. And that's what they say digital at the end of They should have handheld devices with the national identification a year away. Unipana. E be a fine kakra across the line 50 cities and 100 cities. Police bring us capable. Why do you have to waste everybody's time? Police will waste their time, arrest the person, send the person to a police station. Na hey, na press, making a hero out of him for nothing. Meanwhile, you could have just issued him 100 cities, fine. Say what cross the line. The better 2 points to cry license. A Kwabena sa near informal insurance
company.
Next time we could premium near you're raising. Well, we miss you. We can 1, 2, 3. I do license. Yeah, my own cacanum. Sa court to say my the police dinipa a court. Maintain say it's a waste of the court's time. It's the waste of everybody's time. These are simple things, innovations that should change. I mean, tia say to kwan ya kwa brochure ya hunde ekoso. E bedru Ghana happen na kase yakate ye. Obi ko ye bibi kai so afa red light mu. Ye de ne court. One your evidence na. E say man a ticket. Straight out America would agro. E be ma ticket $200.
Yeah.
Check na yini omo ama time. Me ya chime da London na me sakra 1985. Go driving through Green Park. Rich Hotel in China, and those days are not black demonstrations. And me quite almost such a can. I must see traffic here. Most such a car. To a bonnet, young be a bishop. Yeah. We own myself, almost a year near Busa Henauti. Police station, Ben a Ben. Near Sendo there. Sequonic you one. Those are the things that we should do in this country. So, and take decisions that will place the country right at the forefront of our thinking. Partisan. Most journalists because assembly dao somebody wayenim akano kreno. And once NDC representative, MPP representative. 4 years now more politics. After election, maybe I should have a little honeymoon.
And the honeymoon should be for how long?
Or at least 2 years. In case I won't discuss or criticize the government, but you can bring in technical people. So to discuss matters and let their voices be heard. How many times have I been a Democrat? Unless they're very political.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
But mostly they bring in doctors or engineers or architects, depending on whether there's a landslide or there's an outbreak of disease and that kind of stuff. And Adia say or mine say we don't have a heart.
A heart. But that service heart bit, and I can feel say we are passionate about service and sacrifice.
That's right.
And advice no baby now so come our party youth na eba no. One other thing because say one party young men and women didn't come on both sides. What they tell you, they say, oh, baby, I is enchanted, abade crying to be you, intimate queen, home conantin, campaign, ye bar power, nebi no with the ejayan, and a sanyo mano. What do you tell or Monswa, which are legitimate concerns?
Well, when you say legitimate, you are also worsening the problem.
What
is the motive for being a part of a party? That was not the earlier motive. Susana ye 2D kwesilamte nom Stephen Kreku, Gladys Asma, Teresa Tego, ye dear chire dubu ahenum time. Go do choco. No much the ye graffiti. That's what we don't like ukrudu here. Yeah, power ball. That was 1992. You are not doing it because upese unye bibi frame. Upese omaino esisa. Me, my passion for the transformation of this country is very profound. I want to say that again. I have a strong passion for the transformation of Ghana. It doesn't have to be say, oh, now we're president and now we're minister. No. See, that should be the motivation of Ghanaians, especially the young intelligentsia Marco School. It should not be a meal ticket for you. There be Yeah, no, here. So, we understand that's where you get disappointed. I mean, should you a course of my brother party, Muniama, a course, I mean, him say, party ni me any here. That's so, man, penny frame me, far phone frame me, say, member, dinner chini campaign 2000. That's my party. I love the party and I love the country. No questions were asked. I didn't, Membusari, I was still on suspension. And
that is for 2020 elections.
That's right. So, me cemetery. Oh, I know Biafra say, if you say, and I'm saying, no, I'm not a part of the government up to today, but I'm not worried about that.
No, but we have something
Ekosiisen
offer and say you would go and
Asempa
campaign
Yes.
with the president.
That's right.
You had nothing in mind. Now, okay, I'm campaigning, the president will retain power, and at least, or the master baby, you did not have that motivation at all.
No. Why should that motivate you? Air Force. The president has the prerogative. He knows me. From 1998, when I'm the kind of person,
Asempa
my
FM.
character, me near ding, and I don't take a lot of a. So there are a lot of things that he knows. You have a tough job with me because there are some things I would disagree on principle. Be mobilizing him if you as general secretary.
We will come to the general secretary.
The American. But it doesn't end there. That's why I always encourage the young people. Build a career. Me engineering. Most of me near me me damn see engineering a boy me free highways and no sacrifice me. Time I me call a campaign ma I do boy na ye lose ye. I feel ko adwuma penny for who cry near dojo. Papa ya ko ka set here no on a president. Over him. I had to leave me yes no. Yes, me set here.
Oh, free highways.
Oh yes, me set up my private firm. My private firm, my name is partner. Me set up Wadabraka Jones Nelson Road. Na you set up
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
You take highways, you take engineering. A lot of the buildings champs on frozen.
I see hey.
Champs, baby I have born. That hotel bill.
Paloma.
We did the geotechnical investigation.
Okay.
The drilling. So how no nyaya akra base or door base the materials me your friend say Kolebu Road and Rama who say in Suayiri Kaneshi.
Yeah.
We worked on that. There's supposed to be a big underground drain. What I heard some time ago from my colleague engineers I left, they said drain is supposed to be twin, covered long as a channel adenoko shia odono. Them say there has to be a problem with that. Either say but who catch them side they say one pen or more construction no mind yet the second one. The term no say honey is about the lowest point.
Yeah.
Timate ko bubuwa shinu munyina ba see how I say ama Kaneshi market na problem. But I think there was an engineering solution. I don't know whether it was fully enforced or not. But I know even at the time I'm on highways now we were working on that. Enti me can't wait my wenyanti asese. Ma enkolana ewo
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Uye Juma,
You expect some reward.
No, don't expect reward. Now when you're Christian, Jesus Christ.
No, but the point
if you
is
want to live like Christ, and Methodist for men's fellowship, Nina make say, for the last 2 years,
Yes.
your theme has been discipleship, living a transformed life like Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, he went about feeding the hungry, helping the poor, healing the sick. Your mentality is to help people. Nyankopon bepe kwanya. Me meti heminiska so me say dan kase hiame. Because Nyankopon always finds a way. No be kwan bia ma me kwa e kwan na mani na so. Because who are adwempa say oh ye bibi e de abo man. Sa eyi na as if so bia e de na yi akoshi abem. First and foremost, Aban hasn't got enough jobs to give away. If you look at the amount of people we are producing, clearly it has to be the public service, building the business community, creating an environment where my young people now either set up their businesses or do joint ventures near the a building. And even the educational has to change. And then I'm happy to say a lot of pressure and emphasis is going on STEM. That is science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Because polytechnics now be public relations. Polytechnic, no. Or what? Supposed to be hands-on. Yeah, change the no Kakayana Technical University. Meanwhile, not much has changed. These are the real things we need to combat in the society. Now, we need people, the critical mass of right-thinking Ghanaians who stand up and be counted. And then penifoni pimpese kasa because of business. Why? When there's something wrong, Kwabena Agyapong, I would say it. It doesn't matter
even
whose
if it
axe,
affects
it doesn't
your party
matter
in
whose axe is God. It doesn't. And I'm sure the president, he knows me personally. I mean, and auntie from earlier, before even your campaign in 1998, I virtually ran his campaign. So on them, John. I'm just saying this. Ma and Colano are a
Okay.
They should have that passion for Ghana. Yeah, party in a new patriotic party. Patriotic, so I say. Test comfort, you be on kind of say, on moto.
I think BBB without
inducement.
FM.
So, that's what me commitment without inducement. So, and I think that once we continue to do that, of course, there will be issues, there will be problems. But as you making sure that the party is strong, I'm interested in building a strong party. You have a strong party, strong leadership, who have a mandate of the party. And so, therefore, they have the confidence and the strength to look the leader, the president in the eye and say, Mr. President, you are a product of our party. You are not an independent candidate. You are a product of the party. We don't want to have a situation where the party has no spine. We shouldn't do that. Yes, sir.
You think that's the state of the party now?
Well, I'm trying to say that one our kind complaints I walk
Yes.
The Bianco all over the place. The party has to mobilize the emotions of supporters. Say, be a haneha, that is why, by convention, party chairman, party general secretary,
cabinet.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that Abani Yebibi don't feel say it will not inure to the benefit of the party and the country first. Then they can intervene.
Ekosiisen
A lot of things have gone on in this country. We, the politicians, we have to stand up and be counted. We are over-politicizing the public services. And it didn't start now. I mean, health insurance, NADMO, such major technical institutions. Their counterpart in America is FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Authority, or called UK DEFRA. So these are solid places where you fill it with technical minds who can manage and predict major infractions in society, things that happen, so that they can mitigate its impact on society. Now, Kwabena said, Nipa, because we're a party officer. They are competent people who may have sympathies to the party, who can fill that job. There are a lot of things that happen that I don't share.
No, but that is what, when you say, and I remember Professor, what's the name? Professor, man, you're what NIA, no? Atefa made a similar point. Said the president did not bring him there to just find space for party boys. Now, he was given a mandate and he has to deliver on the mandate. He had competent people, irrespective of their political color and all of that. And he incurred the wrath of the party base.
But in politics, it's a okasa.
Ade.
And maybe the way I can. And they are grassroots MPP. Me, I'm not an officer of the party. And so, and Crawford by me whole fear about office, the problems, a bremino. They met me here. Say call na SMFA freeway. Oh, buan we ne bia ohia adwuma wa ha. No aye. Untimi no kasa de akire no. So, but Kwabena say ofrewa umfa. Na ama omabemo bu. Eno na akofa sa monetization of your politics na ba. Because we are almost kwa fie nti wa bade a ene fa bibi to answer. Sa practice no. We can't, that is not our party. Yes, MPP, sanity. Hey, come and pay to my party. Stephen Craig, J. Addison. Nipa abre wɔn de wɔn sika wɔn bibia de ahyɛ mu a sɛbi o wɔn kura efiri mu ansa na ɛba power but they were prepared sɛ wɔn bɛ di ho bɛ kyɛ tu yɛ ho akyɛ abo afɔre sɛ ɛm sɛ yɛ na mɛ kan borɔfo no dodo nti mɛ try ma gya na otwi mu nko a so nti ɛyɛ ade a ɔman no we ɛsi nya obroni bɛka sɛ reorientation especially of the youth na youth no so they are in a difficult situation hwɛ yɛn generation there I would say yɛn na yɛsi yɛti ayɛ yie pa mɛka sɛ yɛti ayɛ yie a we were there yɛwɔ hɔ ne yɛhu nneɛma dadaa na ɛwɔ wiase
Yes.
because mo sɛ ebi a mo hu telephone a yɛde yɛn nsa wɔ mu enwan ne da
And me who be.
wode hu bi those days I mepɛ sɛ mefrɛ me maame wɔ aburokyire a kyɛn sɛ mekɔ post office high street Holy Cathedral hɔ bi a 4 days na akɔ booking woba na wote hɔ na maame ɔmo phone bi te sɛ na ɔde ne nsa awura mu ne yɛtwe ne yɛnwan ɛnkyɛ bia na television koraa ɛnkyɛ bia television etikopo kɛseɛ wobɛkɔ ne nipa gyina hwɛ sɔfo daze the old TV o area hɔ ne nipa nyinaa gu hɔ ɛno anwummerɛ kɔ na papa no ɔsɛ wonware kɔfie so ɛnti and look at the transformation sesan ne nsɛnkyerɛnne aba over the last 10-15 years ɛnɛ mɛtumi afa phone na sɛ me wɔ aburokyire mu wɔ Ghana o mɛfrɛ na me no wakasa live o no mahu anim nti sɛ obi tu kwan koraa ɛnyɛ ya because wobɛtumi no akasa da biara on WhatsApp ne FaceTime ne nneɛma pii asesa ɛnɛ wokura wo phone na wotumi send this kama obi na wei na bibia wotumi yɛ wokura wo phone so ɛnɛ wiase nte saa na yɛn kɔlaa no aba no woka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ deɛ ɛsi yie ni a wɔbɛka sɛ woboa saa so na yɛ papa no so ɛnyina mehu nneɛma papa sɛ na adeɛ na ɛmɛ yama papa de wia ɔyɛ ni papa sɛ papa de wia ɔpɛ bɔɔl nti wɔn ho color television a ayɛ HD
players na so
kama na wahwɛ bi na ɔde kɔ so nti a lot of things have happened nti yɛnyi kakra no we've got to communicate with the younger generation ni yɛnhyia ɔme maka kyerɛ ɔwɔ mframa baabi a mmerante bia wɔwɔ nkran wɔwɔ kuma ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmbɛhyia ne me ayɛ town hall cry debate kakra na ma kyerɛ ɔmo nneɛma akɔ so wɔn
you are prepared
to go and face them because yɛanhwɛ yɛ ni ankyerɛ ɔmo nneɛma no mo man tia sɛ ɛyɛ ɔman ne yɛkyerɛ wɔn epe yɛ kɔ aburokyerɛ o yɛ sɛ nyinaa because nipa bi akyekyere man no na hɔ na yɛ yie na wakɔhyɛ mu na sometimes in the development of a country no sometimes you hear be made the top 5-10% pill in the money aburokyerɛ hɔ no nyɛ sɛ bia sɛbio kwasi ampafo ni hɔ na mmom wɔn systems and regulations work. We need to impose order and discipline and a penalty regime for those who fall foul of the law. Ghana ha impudence ne doso. Unam kwan ho bonzo obi di anwea. O ye na ade oni fie. O di anwea. Obi an kan hwe. So them chon. And these are little things that akeka bom ma ye nyina sori ani yesu se o man no indiscipline.
Engineer, I'll pause here and come back. Me back. Now we talk about the general secretary and the things that happened. A lot of messages about people are really interested in the conversation at Ekosiisen. Remember about the kind messages, Ediama. For example, this one says, "Please tell him God should bless him." Honorable Kwabena Agyapong from Seben, former constituency secretary, Ekosiisen Yoso in the Western North region, and on the way. We say, Obi, I strongly agree with Mr. Kwabena Agyapong that the cost of running government is too high and the number of ministers are just too many. China has a population of 1.4 billion, but they have just 26 ministers. However, the president or the appointing authority should not be blamed because the problem in Ghana is that we use ministerial appointment to pacify the gods of politics. We use appointment to settle the boys who were involved in a political campaign. As a result, the president of the day has no option than to go by the dictates of the party, people who worked for him. It is in this vein that some of us are calling for a holistic review of the constitution to cater for all these concerns. Okro Yeboa Ewo Breman Benin and Odiwe Aba. Obi, kindly ask Mr. Kwabena Agyapong, what What does he bring on board to tackle the global economic challenges which brings hardship to the citizens of Ghana? Because the history, as he narrates, is not a justification to lead a country today. Gastiman, Ewo Brekum. Gastiman, I don't know the import of the message because Minyajo saw your presidential campaign. But this one says, Obi, tell Kwabena that we know there are political thieves in both parties. He should then stop throwing dust into our eyes. Or say, Obi, I like politicians like this who stand for the truth no matter what. Kwabena Agyapong is smart and wise. More of these people should be in power and not hounded out by his party. And that's the same person, so they throwing dust message, by Alexander Maxwell. Let me see the other ones. We say the doctor Kwabena is talking about used to run the Rabito clinic, I think. He now works with the Tunfo. Mare, and on message and the panede about. Okay, a lot of the message, but let me pause here and come back. When I come back, we get into the General Secretary issues of the NPP. That's when he was General Secretary.
Yarie yo, yarie yase. Ebusuya, yarie koko bi tieti wama usisi ya weyana. Eya, ufichi komu ya basa, ma eya na wayasi ya weya. Anase, yarie ma uhunam, ene wone nyina ya weya, ama ya na ayetichiti. Ene wo hautuocha. Zawa plus, eya bibidra, etsumi koko ene wonam ya upapapa. Nubunani nyanunua wadia yenti. Ebuwa ma ufichi kromu ya ebrasi, na esiesie nipeduano amwejina brana. Zawa plus betimi ya adwuma na ma usesi a ama ohu ato. Zawa plesana ebeti wo ya usete apemfo eni abanti a woma wo manofo eni nkwada wo nyamfie dumienu entimi numbi bisa Zawa plus ewo Obedia Kings Walk Nana Boachi Heba eni Tinatet Zawa plus ewo 055-922-2769 and 055-667-5348 wo ben Abeka Post Office FDA agye agedie nkratuo yi atum.
It's me pan and me kita Miami K. Ecobank, me damase.
Shy, cow the new.
Oh, say Ecobank, yeah, cruising.
Once you bet me a cruise, you want us out cab. Esani Ecobank Auto Finance Packaging T. Koyen cardless, I would do PI no 1 year Juma baby. Ye ka dawa kumaso. Say a new car, say yes second hand. Why a mouse special discounts. Ecobank side and she share pabe boa with your car no kenina. Your mount interest rate and it boa from cry. Ebe brim weni so. Oh, so when your accounts work bank and money how cry. Sa kwenye da homo bia. Entien so saka no ho da ekeke. Abebwe wi. Preto free 0800-003-225. Anasa kwa Ecobank nkrabata bebia nebusa Ecobank Auto Finance Package. Enshishe kakra wo ho. Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hey, you're the up and coming landlord. Who died yesterday?
Kwame, I done me we aka roofing and a ceiling. Na me contract anon so say. Ne feni na enko dan rocksters. Wonso wo kromo pan, wo dwen ho sen.
The contract and won nimnia ko. Ghana had here a ban of quality metal trusses, roofing sheets, plasterboard, and a POP ceiling there. Ayo rocksters. FM. Brain in a rocksters. Adi roofing sheet papa and who akadia asum Ghana for.
Enka ye say ya no mu die nso ebo.
E near the fudiechi na nkotwa de bon net na nsunda ache. Fre 0544-338041. Say metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard and a POP ceiling there. Fre rocksters na won twa wontum.
LPG. I am from a jar and hotse. Nanso se ehubetia mawa agisa wudi edi dwuma yi. Ansa na wo beso wujano. Hwia na hwe se mframeja ho nka biara enje ho. Se wote mframeja ho pampana buebue apono ne mpoma no nyina eba ne saa a menso ana menum biara edi enyina mahoden eye adwuma. Dundum eja biara waso wo ho. Na frɛ onimdifo mano mmehwe mawo. Fasamina nsuegu mframeja tontruwa no ano. Se wo hu ahuro a natural se etue ampa ta ehwe se droban na etwe mframaja no ho ntue na ta isesa droban no acha preko mfie mienu biara echi hwe se abri biara wo be soja no wo bepa wo matches ansa na waso wo stove hwe se mframaja ne ho asode no adum abri biara wo mfandi dwuma biara nkratuo yi efri National Petroleum Authority aswe.
When you're choosing burglar proofing, beware of cheap fakes. Insist on Trelledo. Our galvanized steel sliding barriers for doors and windows have kept Ghanaians safe for over 18 years. Check carefully. Only an original Trelledo has a logo on the unique lock and key. And if it's not a Trelledo, it's not Africa's strongest burglar proofing. Call Trelledo 0561 24 24 24. Trelledo, Africa's strongest burglar proofing. Freshman capsules, a one memon pomudin, fresh cool capsules, a yema kuku,
fresh lady capsules, a woman maumutia or mufichukum.
Name or pinful or buy one more menu for now for that with the 0243 559 319.
FD Associate Judge and Cry to him what to Mr. Aye.
Fresh products, hashtag Bobra.
Ago!
Why no?
Oh, me o akosu anie.
Hey, akosu ya blam.
Hey Joe, na den na wo dan ho nyina yesum kabisi na dem ahwe TV ne susu yi na fridge susu na eya adwuma de na
ekoso. Wano pasem.
Wo ya illegal connections wa ho. ECG wo mat task force a security agencies eka ho ya wo mo eboa se na ebe ya ne ye boni sei ye betumi eto a. Bra etia sa na ye boni nyina e wo ho no mo ase ensa so mu a ye do ba kogina court ne atwe aso.
Hey, sa mom na tie.
Illegal connections emwa ECG mo mo nsanka eto a wo so mo nsaka. Illegal connections emwa enya enyinama hoɔden trodo. Illegal connections ebetimi meja atoto afiefie ne nnwuma awodo mu ene betimi nso ama light ibi ekiki nkrofo de bia.
Me show boss efiti na akui meja me ne ye bone a me ye ho. Se wo so bi enam kwan bone so de enyinam kanea edi dwuma frɛ 0551 444 011 na eka biara de bobo sa nipa ko no ahamu nchichemu ensia ebeye wo dia.
Moma ye nyina nya oman bapa
na yensi illegal connections ano.
Ebusiafo aso hwehwe nemba bi atɔ de ahyɛ business ase. Obeso show business ne mo kena. Ana sa wo penema foforo de agu office. Ana wo fie de aye adwuma. Ana nema dada na wo use na pesa wo sesan. Ene na category mania promo Ekosiisen sesia wa Compute Ghana. Open mobile phones na atɔ. Ana sa wo ye adwuma wo fie na nso ate se nea wo ye adwuma office. A wo nya laptops ene printers atɔ. Fesika kakra bi betoto nema bebrebe efisa Compute Ghana tete nema sokra. Fra Compute Ghana was 0302752020 and now 0243143143. When they are to download your Compute Ghana app no our iOS and our Android. Obeti ma share your internet so www.computeghana.com. Compute Ghana, passion for technology.
Get digi with it. Get digi with it. On your mark, ready, set, let's go. CV, G Mobile, USSD, Young Code, star 924 hash. Banco the go, smartphone no, young phone no, ever fire money transfer. For your water bill, for your light bill. Factor credit, star 924 hash. You deserve it. Let's go. Get digi with it. Star 924 hash. Get digi with it. Star 924 hash.
CBG is empowering you to get digi with CBG Mobile. Simply dial star 924 hash and get digi with it.
CBG, we stand with you.
Hey, lala didi lala. Wa worry asodie. Na me de ye me Africa Queen Mackerel bonejuma wo sesan. Africa Queen Mackerel ide wati ase owunia. Se wo de ye aduane a. E danson. Tomato sauce na egu ho no so e ye rich. Yes. E pise wo. Nti e me aduane ne de ye stronko. Enam no so hyemu ma. Na me kire se nam panko a. Wa wo beti ase. Na wo be check so. Africa Queen Mackerel de. E ye grade 1 o. Na me say se me twa kwa me nkwan. Na me tu bi gu mu a. Na to ne ne term so. Honey, Oba papa. Oh you ma. Me do. Me just say. Jollof, Gary Photo, rice and stew, and piscine gravy de. Africa Queen Mackerel ni mo. Intimi nyina wo. Ampa. Africa Queen Mackerel. Shawenum keke. Nam papa no.
Africa Queen. Africa Queen. Shawenum keke.
Hey, you're the up and coming landlord. Who died yes where you?
Kwame, ɛdan mi wie yo. Aka roofing and a ceiling. Na me contractor no nso se say. Me fani nyina enkodan Rockstead.
Asempa FM.
Wo dwen ho sen.
The contractor no nimnia ko. Ghana had here a ban of quality metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard, and a POP ceiling there. Aye Rockstairs. Enfie be brain in a Rockstairs. Adi roofing sheet papa and who akadie asum Ghana for.
Enka yesi ya no mu die nso ebo.
Enia du fudi achi na nkotwa de bone net na nsunda achi. Fre 0544 338041. Say metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard, and a POP ceiling there. Fre Rockstairs na won twa wontum.
Feely, 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 how you see I'm feely, 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 how you see I'm feely, feely.
Only HD Plus here, too many crowd. Who to miss search for so reverse. As I record this show, I will need Jehopa. Say, so download my HD Plus on mobile devices. So now we'll link to my HD Plus decoder noir. Busumi Bia, when you're free data. Now they are shit TV or baby, will be a commodity TV dealer Bia and chain, and I electoral and crabata beer. Monaco HD Plus decoder. Nenya with TV no so to me yet ya upe Bia. HD Plus. Enjoy the feely.
Hey, anokwa yare a enwuo. Wona tese wo ho ya drive fefa. What you say?
Wo yare a enwuampa ko Agbeve Herbal Hospital. Na wo betena se ahwe wo ma ene onana no. Agbeve Herbal Hospital.
Eho na abef mfidie pa. Adaje na krokra nurse fo na doctor fo no. Ede hwe okra no. De so bi ni baby. Enduro ya enam. Ye se yare no kra. Wo manum bo so da fom kra.
Ade amakohunu no. Medi wo ho adanse da.
Na se Agbeve Herbal Hospital de. Wo mu na de ultra modern laboratory. Any electrocardiogram machine papa. Ede ye hwehwemu. Na me say no illness or disease can hide. Scan crown wo twa wan kasa woni sema wo hwe bie. Awo na wo pe. Be ma wo do brada. Diabetes, stroke, hypertension, typhoid, malaria, prostate. Ebi kura wan kasa kura woni mu yare na so nya koduru Agbeve Herbal Hospital ho a. Afidie ne be kire. No amaw endura no onam pa he. OPD nie ansa na wo. We neat. Akra wo so utuem last stop. Kuma senso kwa mo ahemfie no opposite ho a. Bibia na no afre won. 0302 420 210 and 0246 595 256.
Agbeve Herbal Hospital.
Ayafo nyina nkoja yaresa. Hey! Akwasi hwade ujafo ena ne car engine awuo ya esi woduro so fitting shop wo no
bra enyo ne kamfu si horse engine oil man no ogia ene ne kyerɛ PSA bra me na masam no akrabato yakasa se si horse engine oil no ene wo special additive a ehuru engine mu e ma ne kyɛ
me dwene ho won
na via den akra ene me ne e ka ba fie na me fa
the whole world open quality engine oil sea horse ene wo so say private cars taxis commercial and heavy duty trucks
enu ti no me kamfu sea horse 15W40 and 20W50 ama drivers ene ka wona fo nyina
afi motorbike aboboya ena pragiafo no mumu de mu hia eye sea horse special 40 eno ena riders and mechanics e wo sem use you
unua no kura wo mni say sea horse product ena ye papa ane bonso e wo fom sem frimu fia e free na kro sea horse engine oil nko na begu me car engine mu
ene fra sea horse for 0244 577 559 and 0240 800 007 sea horse products
enua.
Anytime I feel lonely, feeling sad, only one station makes me happy. When I wake up in the morning, only this station makes my day. Yeah. Oh, Asempa, Asempa, Asempa FM. Asempa, Asempa, Asempa FM. Oh, Asempa, Asempa, Asempa FM. Asempa, Asempa, Asempa.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
94.7 Asempa FM Sony Ekosiisen dwumadi no asoguso a wutie no ma yana mu nyina asensan mo makwa ba bi 28 minutes after 4 me dey say bon so make us engineer Kwabena Agyapong, former general secretary of the NPP and ene no AD Nkomo, spoken at length on issues affecting our country. The baba be share NPP politics kakrane in Sema a course so in his party when he was general secretary and the days, weeks, months after his suspension to where we are now. We say Obi Kwabena Agyapong has spoken very, very well. The youth of Ghana must be careful about calling for coup d'etat in this country. And I hope those listening to him will learn something from this message. This shows that the NPP have got the men. Like Kwabena is saying, we need people who can come out and give solutions to the problems affecting the country. Mr. President in Denmark and Odiwe Abraham. We say, Obi, in fact, I'm enjoying the conversation. Obi, ask him whether he would have said all these if he were to be the current general secretary of his party, Sir Prince Ayin Suwano Dear Eni. We say, Obi, Kwabena is making my afternoon. He embodies everything some of us aspire to have. Convictions, principles, discipline, order, professionalism, and the fear of God. Tell him he's inspired some of us from his football articles in Kumapim News and his sport highlight days. He continues to inspire us with his kind of politics. God bless him. Jerome Ochre, Accra, and Oduya, Jerome Ochre, former editor of Kotoko Express, and Oduya. Jerome, good afternoon to you. Obi, kindly extend my regards to Kwabena Agyapong. Yes, the spate of selfishness, greed, and self-centeredness has engulfed present-day politics, and it's pathetic to say the least. I started way back in secondary school with the likes of Honorable Isiama, former sports minister. We were the errand boys of the big wigs like B.J. Darocha, Odoy Sais, I.C. Kwe, and goddess of Agan's door, Theresa Amele Tego. I say, you have just triggered euphoria this afternoon. Regards from Egbezwale, brother of Divine Petigo. Yeah. We said, great interview will be. Kindly ask Mr. Kwabena Agyapong to clarify the information that went round that the president wanted to give him an appointment, but he rejected it because we were all happy when he was all over with the president during the 2020 campaign and thought he would serve in this government. Kwesi Reynolds is in Agona or Dobin. Obi, good afternoon. Professionally, this man is a genius. Politically, he's a mastermind. I just love the conversation. I would love to understudy him. God richly bless him for this lecture this rainy afternoon. Castro Ananu in Sawim. Obi, good afternoon. This afternoon, some slaps were given to an elected Nasara coordinator, Alhaji Abu, for Ablekuma Central by a newly elected chairman for Ablekuma Central. Oh, that's the way in your fair. Richard Kampa, we can't independently verify Odin Kofosu Ding Air Tuja. It's not fair. I would have to truncate it. We said, fantastic delivery by Engineer Agyapong. At least some of us are glad that such a nice brain has returned to the great party. May his good works do the magic for him. However, also JB will emerge victorious. Jomo Pokwase Festus Edieni. Hi Obi. What about asking Kwabena Agyapong about his take on chiefs selling their land and expect the government to construct the route? This is something that we need to discuss. I think it is not fair and needs to be brought up to the attention of everyone. Ernest, Columbus, Ohio, US of A. And he's doing the listening. Thank you, Ernest. Let me see. Where's Obi? My name is Frank Mreku of Abrim constituency. Kwabena Agyapong is my political godfather. God bless him and his family. Kwame Poku CID, District Chief Executive of Mansia South. He says, Obi, I can't love Man Kala less. He's a great mentor. Honorable Davis Opoku Ansa and myself have benefited from his tutelage. God bless him and keep him safe for Mother Ghana. Nyame Enehene. Kwame Poku CID. Obi, Mr. Kwabena Agyapong has spoken very well, but I want to find out from him, if given the chance to correct some mistakes in the past as General Secretary, what would that be? Nanampon Sabidiako with this question. Obi, okay. The Elephant Party in the Greater Accra region is maintaining the hardworking and the selfless man, Frances Odailai Paka, as the original the regional secretary to break the 8. With his loyalty and experience as the incumbent regional secretary, the NPP breaking the 8 in 2024 is assured. Adriana Bakweku Amponsa from Abeka Republic. Let me pause here and afi yemrani yemetwa yen common. So I don't know, maybe we clarify this question. Say President yes or more appointment are rejected.
It's not true. The president has never offered me any job in this government. I'm not a part of the government. But I think there were a lot of rumors on social media, people calling me to congratulate me. I've never been called for anything.
For any appointment. Were rejected.
No, it's not true.
Yet Petroleum Commission, yet GMPC, and this
I've been given every job in this country. Every job. But let's carry on.
Yeah. Okay. Inti, my great history from the 80s to the early 90s, when you were doing all of that for your party, did you have in mind, say, okay, some years to come, you'd also climb to become general secretary of this party? Never will trim sir from those years.
Never. I love the party and I believed in
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
So we were prepared to sacrifice. There were lots of young people, Collins, Malik Yakubu. Those days, yeah, come Malik, no Ejuma Kokobodo. And so, Nifie wala bonde hone koye meeting. Near the Victor Usu Jr. and Kola Ben Annan, many others. People who were prepared to sacrifice or suffer, say, Pretoria, near the. Those days, you might be a friend of Sedimata, seditious material. Now, only I'm going to the those days. And in your transition. But media kakra meka and say, Obi can be.
Yes.
There's been a lot of misinformation, unfortunately, about my tenure as General Secretary. And I find it very sad. Emma Reho say, Obi a me akola men kola brim. Me to me who si ho. Say me some on my Ghana. Me papa free mo. At that time, British ambassador also Kwabena my side. Me na me mama wa bush. Me nua no bi ka ho. A me kasa sisi ya. Me se me nko. Me tra Ghana to remain the conscience of the people because of what had transpired on the 30th of June. Yeah, I mean, person me can once every break because it's a personal.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Enti me be gina say na me catch us gina secretary nkwa na mfo bebre ba me so na me se menye o papa ya me boni di me pese me boni
also
deputy minister say one another person that buy on so ye DC no ye DC wo central region me buy me office no omo kan na sheki me kakra say party masi ye hia wa antie a da chi bia na wo so uhia o kan na epusu me na me decide this that am na ma me yare to me train see me campaign. It was only in January, middle of January, and they could be April, because we see no in December. So on them show. Enti me party no, party am so no. So she ni many be am the brewer in 1996. You won't believe it. That's the way me can force it. A damn me worry me. November 23rd, 1996. 2 weeks to elections. Me na I had been because I had served na me wo IPAC intino. Me ne Courage Kwasiga. And a few others. Harry also a free music say. Na you be a friend Operation Eagle Eye. And reforms knowing how to monitor elections and collate elections ni nyina. Me na me call around the country. Me ne Courage.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
That's an eniva na say bibi. Eko jaye what motorway. Na fe na phone so aba si ebenya obi kra benya ka ho ntu busa kan wuda that time no regional youth organizer who ni wo ko kasa ko trainee wo nya honko me besin ko Cape Coast Onitsha House obi o Cape Coast TD Broadmans former minister during Buzia time ni fie a friend Onitsha House e ben mfansepem ko school through na ko na ne baba ko so e mate e ho na me ko shia Central region for na me mon documents have be trainers no mo dia sa na etimi collect results that time no mo regional guy friend Jibrin secretary Esuman mo na na ekushia e da na ese me ko Omo ya arrangement e da na na ese me kosunwana. E da na aso na me so me de me aware akose. Nti papa ya me boni di Kofili oseje o kam ho ne namfo bebre asuo patak ne nipa ne bebre ene kam ho ne ekoye mere ho ade nti on say we bibia fine the traditional thing was done properly.
Ekosiisen on
Asempa
FM
reception ni na na de me so na ese me koi na me sre mense no se we de ese me ko sunwane oseje busa no on the car crying you see those days cars go everywhere any the course sunwane ko training one more Catholic center by the time a traffic team bedru Kumasi na abobet na fefi hokra sum o ma ye din na no kwa jame obi a me worry ni for so me am here for boy we are national athlete madam for no so me ko Olympic oba hobby Kora Emmanuel Tofo that no so enti sacrificing and working for the party the nyane start 2000 near my course the second strong room near them nyanko near me bo ha make a chance me memoirs no na me details ni bi ebeba ebe ye press secretary to president some president Kofo for 6 good years obi anti me ho asem boni da as press secretary to president obi anti me ho asem boni da na ma be running around the country me so we can do create template
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM
northern regions at an 3 northern regions within 13 days we cover 51 constituencies because we create route to be highways na me adwenti no it me kan nyina bom ti me free ape na mdru damongo no ma twem ko bole no ma basola no ma beda wa anopa me sorry a na mko wechew no ma betwem ko isa ma fro ko jurapa no ma san beda me twem ko nandoma lambuse no ma koda tumu na me wom ko laraba no ma ko tumi tutuliga na ma bora sandema no ma toaso akodo sandema ko further south Fumbisi Valley no atoaso krako yagaba na northern region but satana eyina asi ntine fro overseas ti one fa upper east untimi nko yagaba although northern region me before by when no mako the party for be bia kasa
in 13 days
yes omunim the way me do party no the way masom party ma be general secretary me buy so no the me here I mean say we build a strong party and my vision for this party has been that it is a army I award 275 fighting infantry units almost semi-autonomous because political party activity no constituency based and to me during my time I tried to discourage our association of organizers as no we are organizer shall we no secretary no
voluntary groups so you didn't like that
not the voluntary groups
okay
I say our association of communication directors association no don't go across constituencies concentrate in constituency it was our time and yes you be making sure say constituency be our holding to make sure party your account of commercial banks is all over the country so that was the time I parliamentary primaries work bibia say you ko twitwi we that be until one day we did 250 him want to say obi kra na me free office as general secretary na ka be 5 to 7 pe
constituencies some we parliamentary primaries
I say parliamentary primaries so and so better yes you and one more time now there was confusion now create confusion obi wo te adwuma ha wo office ni o wo be create confusion wo adwuma
no
o mo epe watu na be create confusion nyame before me be general secretary no ati be a friend of invisible force I want that wo mo ehihye sa de no mo ni mo ho e bi fa kire be pa me chew as we speak me di obi abo na achense nyankopon de on na was
but some have said say
wo de me ba
okay for one say
and near my course me be one who say me cry bodyguard and I say maybe I've always worked freely because my dream is clear, I have genuine motives, clean minifia me DCOB. So
you might have heard people criticize your initial first steps, the initial decisions you made,
like what?
were decisions are settled on collision course with some other interest in the party.
Should there be any interest in the party apart from the party? There shouldn't be. There was nothing. Look, every general secretary, your right-hand person is the director of finance.
Yeah.
Current general secretary, so on the director of finance. Sanity.
Who is different from treasurer, no?
Yes, it's different.
Okay. Finance and administration.
That's right. Officer.
Okay.
Normally, that has been the practice. So, but the impression was created, say, changing your paradigm. May he so rest in peace. Just say, per se, microphobia, if you, and I'm saying no. But even that was not a big issue. One more, petition. Me, nipa 2 petition. So MPP4. So MPP4. Meaning,
you don't know them?
No, by here in the Gromby. You see, will be of land. A friend at Drebo said, why there was a second person. And a normal, and I say, me to say, General Secretary, I can say petitions near there, everything should be laid properly, should come to the party here. So what is asking? Musano say petitions, co up focus, any members solo, say for party here.
Now, if I
meaning the me who are say a co disciplinary committee. Me party no me do party nti PO I just decided to look. Yenye din ya ehye bibia wo GDC e be win 2016. I didn't want to rock the boat. Now, if you show official statement, na nipa na also a petition. Wama or the smart abronye and a boy back say friend Chris Atta. And the buy. Until I was even questioning the disciplinary committee. How do you accept such a thing? How do you verify say nipa MPP? And so because it was something that was contrived, yes, I jet. Hey, nipa no so what was some kokoto so wa didn't put in an appearance during the hearing. So, nti mani PO ha nipa pi frame ade na wan kasa look me party no edama komaso. Minim se Nyankopon ti. Time, they say, will heal. Some of them should.
With the benefit of hindsight, you should have spoken.
Well, I mean, some people have said that. But me, the kakra, me person mechanism. The na ya uomu was not even the official. There was an official release from the party. The ya uomu were even the role of some of you journalists, especially in this station. Mokai bibi kakasi asisi makodi fufu said there. Monkai, propaganda bibi basa, complete lies. What happened was very simple, and today me pese me kano biati se mina me yeni paboni anase omo yes ano ne yeni paboni for.
Asempa FM.
During a time and attention no build officers. We had a suggestion said the top 4 officers in the party should meet at least once a week. Every Monday afternoon, party headquarters. Me, I was insisting on party headquarters because the whole party is so a walk. To be me so be amra. And also, yes, me I join na me yes. But this is the soul of the party. Everybody, presidential candidate, minority leader, chairman, everybody should come. You have a meeting. For a friend of 4-way meeting. Every Monday, time at trouble to try and heal all those things. That particular week, as I'm making. Na chairman ni we meeting no kachre ye nyina se wo na enem se ne birthday no 2 kwan akostra na yero abochire na ye nyina agi tum se ne okoba na it was around the parliamentary primaries time me susu na me yire papa we free konkranza and then na martin kranza se ma me ra nti ye ko fie ma ba bia monkeys ne wo
yes
nti me de me ko minim se bibie ni ho me wo ho na me nyante ye se party no in emergency emergency steering committee meeting. That cannot be in order. Chairman is so afraid committee, we're too quiet. Mrs. I saw catch him say me frame on so. Miss me ye. Enti me say SSR meeting no. Ekoso. Na mon twen ye by the following Tuesday na chairman so ba na yeshia. Enti me come ye minim say in fact presidential candidate was supposed to be say obey or can obey ye no. Nanso so Saturday name so toy baby team so went me Sunday or friend me say all ban na am so ye cry we are sorry na bibia ye inti me ninsa mebo amana na makachense me resese nese enam de me ba
Asempa FM
ndi ye no wie no Monday no enam me drive ba Kumasi me obi a omo eni me nyina no se me mpe fufu uba me fie hu wo ma ho na hu ayo me di fufu a chese me kocho ba mo fufu be joins be to bi Kumasi akra o me kwa na makodi na me ko because here me feel fufu kwa be man crofo wo ne ade o ha nipa o fie ho na nti me so say na me mpe ne won ti me ni ti na me ni kra nti fie na me mpe nti say be ka say me obi de na me say me ni fufu and it has stayed with me so ti mo ho na mo madam fu ba ko ha Evans Mensa frame me say there has been an emergency steering committee meeting. Now I'm saying, are you sure? I say yes. Now I'm saying, how? Me wo nkwanza. Chairman Suni ho. Many presidential candidates so kasai. Say ni antie ba. Now are you sure there has been? I'm saying yes, there has been.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Oh, busa for interview. Na say wa unu say bini ho. Nti say interview there, I'm not the right person to speak to. Talk to those. Nti say as a from a normal journalist after all searching for requesting for an interview, I'm kind so. And if one more call meeting no be. Na me de me man ko biti. Man ko biti me de obusa na me cry fe na me free kransa ba. Menye fufu bi a me di. Nti this was a conversation we had. And this was recorded me. And then this was played, used as propaganda against me. Say me say MPP phone free ho na me DB fufu. Yes, I am and I want it. That was not the only one. It's important.
That was in which year? 2015?
2015. And your station, I have to say that. There was a timer. Joy Esa issue a semi-resign. And I'm anti.
No, so Joy to me issue statement on behalf.
There was an announcement that I had resigned. I had to call in radio stations and say no. The amount of
so journalists not lead. In the obinya lead.
Well, but I had to come in and say okay. It is not true. I have not resigned. I had to call radio stations because that it is the kind of conspiracy to tarnish me
on
started.
FM.
No, but the point is, you were so loved in your party.
Yes.
General Secretary contest, no, you won handsomely.
Massively, yes.
Fantastic. And it seems some of these issues.
I'm at the hospital.
I remember. Now, I remember.
I just came and waved and left.
And you won massively.
Despite all the machinations in Tamale, the party people, they love me.
Yes.
They know what I've done for this party.
Yes.
They know what I stand for.
Yes. And how could that same party, orchestrate to get you out?
It's not the same party. Who can out the party? There are people, a few people did that. But they know themselves. But they know themselves. Because there are certain details that, and I'm saying I'll provide in my memoirs.
Your memoirs.
Because how can there be a meeting that the president hasn't, the chairman hasn't called, the general secretary hasn't sanctioned and invited, and then the meeting was...
Who were in that meeting?
I'm not going to discuss that.
No, other steering committee members.
Those details. I'm telling you, this happened. You can ask. Joy. Esa Putu, another, he said, oh, my friend in this plan committee. Makobun kotojo suwa pachao.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Propaganda kese pa. Intimidon kon crack media commission.
No, but I'm not sure. I don't know. If propaganda will be the right word because for us as journalists, we work with leads.
There was a transcript published by Joy FM. I have
My
a copy.
Joy Online.
Yeah, I have a copy as of now. The kinds of things that were said about me, I feel the team crying. Yes, Ibrahim Mahama and Ato Kamame.
Yeah, that allegation came up.
I've been given a package. Na me year crash your man scholarship. My wife went to do her PhD in 2012 when Mills was the president.
FM.
So how in 2012 I was not even a general secretary to be given a package. I became general secretary in 2014. And all these were palpable lies. And so and no official statement Nana Kumia, who was then director of communication, released here. Sanya man the anymore. The official statement, yes, I didn't uphold way. Mama, a friend is saying, waiver, yes, mama making. There are a lot of people that me feel so much challenged. Obi okra me to ne forms man, 1,000 with my own money, many of them.
Ekosiisen on
Nipa na ya de. Yes, you want to 10,000. And I'm saying, me share constituency of free na hard thing. Mo fan channel. Why me share the last election na. Yes, the boy. The person became a deputy minister. Won his seat, became a deputy minister. Amewu is my witness. He was the regional chairman at the time. Or sending me a full list of voter region. So I'm sure voter me know ya because K2 South he didn't win it. To catch your business only to 10,000 there. You have been unfair. Only to me to 5 for crowd there. Until me more blanket 50%, including Papa Owu and saying no ADC. They know Freeland and by friends.
Yeah, a sound. No.
Yeah. So that time I was standing hoy. Omunina me and half 5,000. The more famra. Omo forms.
And you had the power to do that.
Of course, many general secretaries have done that. Sir John, or Manipa be brave. At the same time, you see your handover, you see certain things. Now, where's out of my heart to help the party? Where I had the bonnet. Malon. So, in the official India, in reasons, and you can check it. It's on the internet. And I responded word by word, item by item. None. The on the side vile propaganda no bell.
Car allegation
there be name and so who party from there. Champion said Bibia anya ne yase room on say mongreno. Can I champion say mongreno. And the free be whistling campaign. No be see form. I talk man. Me Kwabena Agyapong. Now me 2007. Me come for me cry forecast. I say this in all humility. Land Cruiser na me tibim. Me konya accident to Kumasi. Nsawom here me ko Tamale. Land Cruiser 2 nana e come ho na eko. Nentisi ma banama to Land Cruiser. Yes, when binum ko share them. Yes, yengu nenimas. And some baby minimum penny for etimi ko share them. And that one I had even the recording. Almost it catches way for time no press secretary. When you pay DMB into assistant to say bro on percent and I could for the very president Muko attacking onim se communications for 1 PM in call out no my training until me fast tape no ko bomb and penny for BTS on microphone na wokumazon the jumedia omudi. This one I played it.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
But when you do a soul search do you see say okay maybe in the obey the message but say as send unya opportunity be a general secretary biwa are there certain things you would want to correct? Yes, say
I was implementing a plan. The thing that me man timianya me yet today is to strengthen the headquarters such that the parliamentary party should feel a part of the headquarters. Right now, as it stands, I don't think so.
There's a disconnect.
When I was general secretary, there was a disconnect. Oh, yes, when I say, bro, BB. I'm saying, no. First and foremost, I have been to International Democratic Union meetings with conservative parties, Christian Democratic, Republicans, and other conservative parties. And they always will advise you that your parliamentary party is your first point of call, especially if you are in the opposition. And the deductions that we make from parliamentary should go straight to the party account. It doesn't in the MPP. It doesn't. And that's a fact. And in
the deduction from parliamentary party, like it's handed over to
it goes to the caucus there.
Okay.
You don't go there as independent candidates. You go on the wing of the MPP. You can't starve the headquarters, weaken the headquarters, and become stronger than the party. That is incorrect. And it is something that I think the party should look at and do it. Even if there has to be a sharing mechanism, say 60% Beko headquarters. Now you can keep 40 with the parliamentary caucus. Fine. But why? Political party, Peja Wako.
There was the bit about Muteki over party security and our head office.
It's not true. That's all a complete lie. Musa superior. Since they say open general secretary, Mungo Busano. He about that Busan said DNC. In fact, Afoko wanted to sack him. And I said no.
Was he part of the security detail?
No, he was my executive assistant.
Okay.
He was my executive assistant.
Okay.
So, I'm a two coin. Me call Kwabruchi me buyer. I dare me young office nam kwanso I made by the minya cause confusion of party. How? Could I say me assistants in some dinkophobia by assistant? How? And they know the truth that I never did that. Because it's on my head. The only thing I said was, look, if we can give them professional training, dress them up properly, because when you go to the Republican Party headquarters, you find the security people properly dressed as professional security. Ordinary security. This is a serious party that is respected. The foreign visitors and ambassadors, they should see that our security is a proper security. Is this even a serious enough infraction? Into the whole thing as if it was planned. Because if it wasn't planned, how come minimum? Then within an hour, a team from Nimania did the whole thing. As at now, I don't even understand what happened. So, but I did not. None of us.
You didn't take those decisions?
No. Yankase Ekosiisen will be a me say he's alive. He's not dead. Ask him.
Now, how about other officers? Because the name bit say Perioku Jetodimba up. Say Wasasano. You heard
when you are the general secretary,
yes,
you have to run the secretariat.
Yes.
Some changes have to be made. Now, to John Boy Dubai, Ninipa Collins, has anybody questioned that? I don't know. Kwabena Agyapong, why do you be a problem? That wasn't the issue. There was a larger plan. But anyway, I don't want us to waste time talking about this. I want to tell the whole party. Ghana Funina says Santron Trafame who say Mema Ton party. I've betrayed the party. I have a clean heart. I've worked for this party, sacrificed my youth akola to the detriment of my professional development to serve this party. In the 90s, na niema ding yepe nipakra ejina so ye MPP ani nye bi no. Na nye me nyina wi am yepe ni me general secretary. Menim se eba power me cabinet o me hu de ekoso no na makase yesi wakoton party. That was the lowest of lows. And so people believed it.
I've just gotten a message on your proposal, say there seemed to be a disconnect between the parliamentary party and the headquarters. Obi, the majority leader is a member of the steering committee. Sector committee chairs in parliament are members of NEC, and there are parliamentary representatives on the National Council.
I'm saying that you can't have a party that has no resources, no strength. Your first line, of course, especially when you're in opposition, is your members of parliament. It's done all over the world, and I think the party should think about it. In fact, when everybody who goes to parliament signs the form, is in there. It's in there. 10% of your basic, not everything, should go to the party.
And it happens.
It doesn't come to the party. Who says it comes to the party? Who says it comes to the party? It doesn't.
Okay, and then about more representation on NEC.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you need to strengthen the party so that you have a general secretary who has the resources to run the party generally, and it doesn't have to move from office to office. The party is resourceful enough. If you have more than 100 MPs in parliament, we will always have that. Not long ago, we used to have 160 plus.
In 98, you virtually ran the campaign of Nanado.
That's correct.
In the internal presidential primaries for your party. How on earth was it possible for party for to believe a story say Kwabena Agyapong is against the interest of Nanado becoming president if you did not do anything to create that impression?
Look, we've been in power for 6 years. Have you seen any proof? I'm asking you. The question should be put. It's not to me, to those who made those allegations. And the allegations are not the allegations that officially they put on paper. the allegations were calculated to destroy me and to destroy my political career. But so nyanko ponti. Mia mose me penipa no me person be president. President office or GD and Kobabe family say me medinachi. I'm sure he himself in his reflection will know that no, we haven't treated this man properly.
But why did he keep quiet? Why didn't he
Why
rise
are you
to
asking
your
me
defense?
these questions? It's not for me to answer those questions. Ask the questions to those who so me they will put something in there what I'm supposed to
No,
respond.
and why did you also keep quiet?
Like I said, in 2016, I felt that look, the whole thing was so organized that I just said, look, let me take a break. I left the country for 6 months, then came back. And even in 2016, in the heat of the
campaign,
I also mobilized resources on my own. I can send you copies. I sent money to 20 constituencies in Upper East, 9 in Upper West, 20 in Northern, 20 in Brown Hafo, 10 in Ashanti.
Asempa FM.
While still on suspension.
Yes, I did that because I wanted to let people know that I love my party. Mobilize this car. Share the very weak constituencies. There are people who became ministers who called to thank me. Say, it came really in handy at the time. I'm talking 2016, late November. And I supported, and everybody, they are aware. Everybody in this party at the highest level knows that this is what I did. And to me, in my heart, my heart is clean. But the danger is that more journalists, me because I've worked with a lot of you people when I was press secretary to the president. Say, as someone munim say enye no correct. Nobody would even say clarify anything. And no one say yes, you are crazy. Na ye can ubetini can wa broche you can say. I'm saying Ghana, for sometimes you relish destroying people. But even if you believe in God and you have a genuine heart and pure motives, nothing destroys you.
Are you a happy man?
Very happy, always happy. I've never beaten a sin to the beer. Me say, me na me srep. Na me na better now station. I pa independent candidates at Chelsea. So okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Did you see any signs I wasn't happy? Me on the sports today.
Ekosiisen on
we can be a movie to look up to. We PGA golf championship of America. To me see hon sa. Na me hwe. Say Spanish Grand Prix me hwe. F1 me hwe. Me am football so me kotoko ina na say I style.
Oh, see how they say enye bansa.
I'm always happy. I have something to look up to every weekend to relax. I love music. I'm very prayerful. I serve the Methodist Church with all my heart as a member of the Methodist Men's Fellowship. And once you have that,
and the love for your party is still intact. Yes.
And I say, me say, me want Crawford a friend. Me say na, could di, my transaction. So how me koyadia my MPP. Me busa questions. I will never do that. Never, because it's never been part of me. My cash order, and I'm going to repeat it here. My life is not defined by the positions I occupy in society. After all, say my press secretary to president for Fiancia. If I go for my uncle. On the cross, I didn't support him during his time in 1998, but he recognizes my contribution from a Dubois time. And the fact that and I'll tell you as it is, frank, straightforward.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
We should be able to look ourselves in the eye, tell the truth, and save our country. Now, Ghana, DB Kosoha, and yet, more hero worshipping. And it's even worse in the public enterprises. Public organizations say, CEO. Who do our appointment? Left to crawl back, Rebecca say, my own trembling. We like hero worshipping people. It's even worse with the CEOs than the ministers. I know because I've been in government and I know what I'm talking about. These are things we should change. So, near the ISS, near who say, Ubasa Ubersum or mine, Ubasa Ubey Juma Pija or mine is here. Yes, Uba Miabia, some. Enti, Uncle Folk made a messa you. Me, Ninam traffic room, Omunjai.
Sirens. No?
Yes, because me na metis le gon to room. My first siren I made you mad.
When you were press secretary?
Yes. When I'm dirty up to now, my own personal house. that I built with my sweat as an engineer. Some of them show. I think it's important. Yeah, I'm sure remember the perks of power and the way we treat people. And then the Ghana form to about the hine to about. Obi obakajo the economy needs and the hobo. So a lot of these things we should be very watchful, especially our political appointees. The way we carry ourselves, you know. Wako ye na police I picture be police ni cha se okase wosi wo guard obi wosi wo guard obi nipa no na wo guard na wo a wahyehyɛ yi ho sa na wo ye bebo tu nipa na wo so wo guard no hye hwe se bobo ni tu so no na bebo ni tu ana obi asimo ka meti ase you know some of their presence
no guard obi na was say tone it down kaka
because o hye mufti o myesi hu ade ko white akwa ko White House no ade won say bibi show maso no mote hodi president ne kokra omo men no so that they can have a look around and see if there's any impending threat. So ne ade just a year sekra na any pan che akwa na police gira nje ade obi be Ghana what is obi akohwe ebie Ghana for pay penny for asem e pese e chia no kra. So we should reduce those things. And those are things I feel very passionately about. Is
it part of your plan personally? Say you would want to come back as general secretary of your party. Unya general secretary ni biyo obesi
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Oh, now we will be busy for your party. It was truncated midway. Unya onsa maybe.
I'm not interested in that.
In becoming general secretary.
No,
not even national chairman.
No. The only position now. Is the number one.
As the flag bearer of your party.
Right.
To become president.
And I did it in 2007. I contested as one of the 17 aspirants.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and I've not ruled it out. But one thing I want to let the party people know is that this party, we have a time-honored tradition. When the time comes for elections like that, we allow the grassroots
to decide.
Unfortunately, now we have close to 200,000 delegates. It's important. So, we are interested. You have to go. Because you have to go and earn it. Party for no.
It will not be handed over to you on a silver platter.
There will be no coronation in the MPP. There will be no coronation in this MPP.
Coronation meaning what? Because they are on Betwaba.
No, the delegates, the 200,000 polling station executives, the power is in their bosom. Campaign. Dirty yourself. Go around the country. Nobody will be given anything on a silver platter in MPP.
But because you still have that ambition, no, why are you not in the race
now?
Don't worry.
Now the race has started. And I'm media for no more to
that's for flag bearership. The end your money. Possible say you'll be passed.
And I will not rule it out.
Okay.
It is for the party people to decide. Almost they will know if you are genuine. No, kasa. Now the need a buo ni say dona e de chichire party 1992. The kan ho bom utu ho ache. Wo teku na de atum sreko na de atum. Sa na eri party no. Nko ba ne say enne. Wo ha ese bibia ba na kwabra ne ato forms am obia. This party is not for sale. It will never be for sale. We a party a year. You are prepared to sacrifice yourself and feel proud as a party member. At the polling station, at the electoral area, wherever you are. And that and no nesi a cultivate a party for no. Na ye show mun kran ye show mun sapo mun suo. No munya gidi se 2 minutes wo mo ho na wo. Upa kone ko hunu na ne nkasa. Na mi enkoye sikasem. Me so me 2 party for no fo. Me enkoye se wo ba se okra ne sen. There be me ye ko general secretary. I won massively. And so we do constituency. Obia musemiska. Me ne bia meka se my babu mpurugu bia na wo wafumu tokrumwe na abae.
Munyi we
20 cities ni obia anyem fanfaka. Na me de ani die kakra. But say ye ko to TV sets ni sa ne manema. Enya dia e fata political party.
Let me pick your thoughts on this because Bibia more year in preparation for 2024 no, is to lead to the ultimate for your party winning power. And some have said, after being in government for 8 years, no, so may break 8, no, which has not happened before anyway. It was a much superior strategy to my main opponents, the NDC. And some have analyzed because the last time in Benefcent, for example, didn't come up. And the north-south analysis and saying if the NPP would want to be seen properly as a proper national party, they have to take those things into consideration to make sure, okay, this time around, ABR, there have been accounts on the ticket. ABR, this time now, somebody from the northern part lead the party and all. Where do you stand in that analysis? Me
say there shall be no coronation in this party.
That's when your coronation.
This is what we are trying to
looking
do.
At
so
considering
the Oweniji Humbia, have the courage, go and pick the form, present it, take your team, your message, good solid message in Nefako. Nianko Trabama. We are all Ghanaians. Me, I don't consider myself an Ashanti. I'm a Ghanaian. I spend most of my time in Accra. Me dem feel me through so Ashanti. Because originally me and me na man e ko okra fro say e ko su inside ho akwaje side na e bi o mothers ne e ko time ho nyumi su sa ne nyini bi aso so ho dem shiro
yes
enti na me mitimi kan bona wo me manyama wi ga because afọ me e bi je aka afọ me kupa si only yoga enti the American say we should see ourselves as Ghanaians. And you the journalists should help that. We should be proud about our Ghanaianness. There should be pride in our national anthem, the words in the national anthem. The words
in there.
And then the national pledge. Yes, you reading keke. Now I don't know whether now in the schools normally you need to say Susana, because these are the things as you cultivate this share mranti and call to on the footballer. Omushego penu asone badge.
Yeah. Now wakese.
No akese badge. We should kiss the national flag. Feel proud of our Ghanaianness. And very important. We yes I winina. We ye bibia we join Ghana first. Me maka if you don't have empathy, don't get into politics. Se wonna makwan ho. Na hu ye nua meya enkwala na chiri ewia bono. Na eyi ahwede ahwede ni na ahwe nu 30 cedis kra. No spend the whole day. Next enka wakoma. Me politics.
You don't have to be in politics.
Me politics. So, I mean, we know say a government cannot solve all the problems, but who empathy now do nipa kasa obe kasa chire omo enchirimu ade bema omo tima ade bema omo enu ne hia nipa no obia benya abotra ma say Ekosiisen on Asempa FM wa hihye niema ma aniema ayeye na emum kasa emfata, which is one area Ghana say politics of insults and disrespect. And they say cry the inner ban cry I say bibia social media obitimi share them wafa ti the singing who deep and painful krumate so only president nyadwuna and I know he be nyadwuna. It's un-Ghanaian, so we use some unprintable words. Na ni nyina akoba ne say because yeah mu bi painful regional chairman timi tena radio so kasa ya me kasa me general secretary me kasa se me eno say so man ko wo fom se man pani mahama ona mabrochire mo obi an ko didi na tem o abrochire dia o representing o Ghana ha ne oni bi kan e oni ni obi kan yes mahama to no na se hu de man pani akufo adoko ya nkrofo ya wo hu se nkrofo yi mi tape na me boy no 2015 mini ko si prat e na yes no mo de to so no obi try say how prophetic. I said it then. I don't want to see a future President Akufo-Addo treated like that. What is wrong remains wrong. As people, as Ghanaians, your leaders, I bet me I can't cry in the face of everything that they be chameleon and any age na which na age na adi enye nenye And the president be disagree. Now what abrochiri. Na wa free wajumam anya time e could kunen ma see dinner time. Na wonu se watem na wa ho na wodi watem. Why na wodi watem? And some people were pushing this in my own party. I was telling them it was wrong and they were attacking me. So
Coach David Duncan unim no.
Oh, hey. Menin na bobolo media 11.
Also Kwabena Agyapong aka Marco Van Basten.
And me life dey bebrenti. Media 11 ne team Okaneshi complex.
Oh, okay.
There's no really go bobo pa. Na me so bekwa ko coach penim sa. Ti me bo no ha na ma pass bo man. Marco Cabral no nyina yi mo frebe Marco Van Basten Joe Agre no. Every Saturday morning near Okaneshi complex.
Oh, okay.
Immediate time na me host to sports no Papa Pencil no me I did that. Yakushani Abobo. Now your media 11 team. It means diplomas was stadium. Accra Stadium as a precursor to match.
Yeah.
Now I shall go. Now me am there to sports allies.
Obi, we've not been fair to the man Kala. What he was preaching as General Secretary rekindled the spirit of volunteerism, and as many that were against it can now testify that it's destroying the party. About 98% of activists are now contractors. If you don't pay them, they don't work. I wish him well in his future endeavors. He still remains a stalwart and an outstanding patriot. Samuel Brian Boabin Ewo Awoshi. And Odiwe Aba. We say, Obi, Kwabena Agyapong has been one of the few men I've admired from afar, being inclined to the beliefs of Akatamanso on the other side of the divide. I always knew there was something fishy about the story sold to the public, and I urge him to clear his name. He has a leadership calling, obviously not now, but a few years to come. Goldland Madugu, Ewo Michelle Camp, and Odiwe Abba. Obi, trust me, Kwabena Agyapong can be a president in this country one day, I swear to God, because he is something else. He has all the ingredients to become a good leader. May God bless him, Mr. President in Denmark. And Odiweyaba. Good afternoon, Obi. The overall goal of a political party is to win political power. And Kwabena Agyapong and his okay, and this is a question I'm facing because I say, and Kwabena and his group were suspended and the party won power, period. The suspension is heavy way, my party.
That's completely wrong. In politics, I say. The basic thing about a political party is the internal arrangements. We supervise a proper internal arrangement that elected the candidate Akufo-Addo with 93%. What is did they because of? The parliamentary primaries conducted seamlessly. And then, you know how many court cases? At that time, and those are the ground preparations that win you elections. And as for the 169 seats, I will humbly claim that it is our administration that put it in place. Nobody can take it away from us. Nobody.
Okay, the number of seats are moving in 2016.
Yes. Just because of the work we had done.
In the primaries.
In the primaries. I left the office December 10th, 2015. So 2016, those things had been done already. 2016 is when the main campaign started. So, people don't understand these things in life. No? Let's give Caesar his due. And Yamani Buha Ankoye, a party for me, me party there. Say be a BB and Nina fat quine be so near Shisha. They are recalling me. I'm back in the party. I'm grateful to the party for that.
Ekosiisen
and I serve the party in any capacity. It doesn't have to be a ministerial position or anything. But if I have to even ideas to make sure that we can win elections. Now, you're winning elections just for winning sake. People talk about power without telling us why they are looking for power. We should put the transformation of this country paramount.
Asempa FM.
To me, the misre, your party for the grassroots, no. Kenya, that spirit of voluntarism, V16, it was my innovation.
Oh, okay.
V16. Volunteers for 2016. So, all the different voluntary groups now just to mobilize them. Nice obedient me more. The obedient me to say the test confirm commitment without inducement. Ma feel say politics no. We constituency officer president. No, that's not how this system should run. It is not a sustainable. So with them children, we should not even start it. Now, sa soon papa na ye nya from a dubo in time. Ye 2 year hoche. Ye prepare se be kurum anante ahafo. Ho say na always not trouble.
Asempa FM.
Chese ube kwani aso sojafo akoguo. No mo de Air Force itimi kofa ho. Ni atu won say munim na man to a jato nko. Na emrewei ehon pose che. 96 it was very difficult. So enti yemu bi de yehu what Ghana has been.
Okay.
The enemete omo a omo ye nkola a omo ehu bi. Na omo kekaku asema. Na titi yesi titi wobika.
Titi wobi chere. Na se
chire on bibi kakra. No nkyere se aban no so etochima mo nka. Yemfa anidie enka na yenkyerechirem nye adidi atem na se kasa all radio and television so no.
Asempa FM.
Enye fe. I say nipa feel say obetina radio so na okekam na didi nipa atem na toto ayampia nom na ide na jese we politician na. There be enkola na we achire no. Omu tie yen. Say ye inspire omo ye ma omo nya hope. Enti se ye betra na sebi ya adwene kra nkope na se ye ntimi nkyira adwene ye na ekoye se ye di ye ho atem a emfata so ho dem chiro
very well
ena nya face na society ya ba amanfo ebebo ye ho samra na me na me wo sei na me na me wuska
Ekosiisen on Asempa.
That is not how societies are built. So we should have ethics and values and etiquette. Very important and you can add it, but we should be much so enti idea here ewo yeku MPP there hwe Ghana 65 years you need 20 cry we would GDA say MPP is good for this country. It's the only party betimi mamputu kese aba whatever the shortcomings, because if you just go through the political history of this country with the Kufuor 8 years, Buzia 3 and 2.5 3 years. With the Kufuor 8 years. I say, because a Cuba, the other sense, who they free for 3 years, can go 20. Out of 65. Out of 65 years. I've always felt that the Ghanaian people, Omo Kwine, Nian Shisha, or Mani, Nian transform country. And in so the way we lead, the way we conduct ourselves, the humility we show to the people. Now, Kwabena say, "Adia san wada 10 o'clock, 10:30. Who go for traffic? Na moto ke do anymore. Oh, disturb on crowd. Pay. Who could that's why we say who could that? You can use that when there's an emergency. Be a president of fraud, there's traffic. Once in a while, it should be used in an exception, not as a norm. Say we can say, "Aye, obia nipa ba kwa na edin anim no nam traffic." Ye nyina upon ye kofia, me dimbi. Ye nyina na edim. Me a press secretary me dim me driving me car. Ko jo mpia ni busa no. Or back office kra hu or 10 feet in musa on the driver na de no abeshe hodin na de. Oh, those are the little things that puts off Ghanaians of politicians. Ntina me ka say Ghana omo de
Asempa FM
tie nipa. Nti yenhwe ye ne ye a ye niema ye kire nipa. O man no ye te ha ye si ye niska. Enso so ye ne ye nche si ye niska. Ni senti na obi ye deputy chief executive as a man new Land Cruiser. Especially when that organization is not even making profit. Yeah, so you demand you read the person the route that go and turn the fortunes of the company and produce results, then we can give you a bonus. And so Ghana is celebratory. Yeah, more post I think of to part the guso. Because if you say when your baby is okay, no, you've not been given a difficult assignment. Don't lose sight of the focus of the assignment that you have. Now we are now turning company around and now state establishment around. Now I buy bonus America. The same thing to CEOs can see more good bonuses when you produce results. And the results are bad and see I made to say state enterprises run at a loss.
I run at a loss.
Yes, you try if you run at a loss. You are crazy who's in your try hoka. Maybe General Secretary may buy. There was only 89 cedis in the account. First month, or the treasurer. I had to take my own money to pay the workers in the party headquarters. I'm telling you. In Nantiba, your friends say, Nima Ayihono, was a Ekobang Bishop, Ekobang name use. I'm a scan. Who call office or I because I love the party. Mrs. Sambi Bia tiles and the say me the drew chef from one. Mrs. Tiles and the Bia tiles and Kunya see ho Bia television now. Me am the music. My Bia many times. Yes, a contributor to party. But Muso be here because ne be ho. So affair sika ba ya prime minister here. Me kai de me intua me up to now. Would you believe?
You've not been paid?
No.
Up till now?
I'm telling you, I've written to the chairman. My friend no catch and say, Chairman Blay, oh cool. I don't want this to go to another administration. There's a gap in my net contributions. Contributions now. If you think I'm not entitled to anything. But the General Secretary by the Constitution is the only full-time employee of the party. And all of them have benefited. Me, I mean, your penny say, John Yan baby, the party fee naughty. Say naughty, we cry not the party fee. Why can't I be compensated for the use of my house for those 4 years? That is only fairness. I'm talking about fairness. I'm saying, carry too many or dear. I won't say anything. So they cannot pretend that they don't know because my friend Omo akasachiro. Say me near my crowd me jail officer. Yem my dem me cry no I say war office na we free o. Be up to now akao. How many years now? The wall I had personal staff.
Na untimi nko nkoje.
My friend many times I mean Mame, P.A.B. Mrana Monshana Mudamufangu box mcra. Emuame. Oh, Nenyaman Bua. She also answered what can about him. But this, I think I should say it for the world to know the kind of treatment that has been meted out to me. I mean, my idea.
Ekosiisen on
because me, I have a heart for this party. I'm emotionally strong. Yankopon dia mamisa because of Niema me fair mutama me papa we na medi 20 years. And to me Niema pure. I just walk away from it. But I think it's not fair. In life, they should learn to be fair, treat people well, because we are senior.
Engineer Kwabena Agyapong, Yebedase, I would wish to have you one more time. Now, your science wedding Komobio, and I hope that day will come, and it will come very soon. Very soon. That's it. That's Kwabena Agyapong, former General Secretary of the NPP, and Moten and Kano. Let me deal with some message. We say, Obi, good evening. If I did not get anything from your show today, I'll cherish this statement from Kwabena. Let us cherish our Ghanaianness. There will be no coronation. President and VP should be elected on merit, not on tribal lines. NDC has proven it over time. Eugene, Ishen, Elliot, and on the way Abba. This one says, bro, I fully support the idea Ghanaians must desist from insulting a president who has traveled to a foreign country. That's the practice amongst Americans, and we must emulate. Tell Kwabena, John Mahama is coming back to the Jubilee House on January 7th, 2025. Shamo, US of A, I think Assistant Secretary of the NDC in the US of A. Thank you, Shamo. Good afternoon, Obi. Kwabena was my late dad's very good friend, Osei Mensah, in the Menchia constituency. I had to leave the office early just to have a proper time to listen to Kwabena. He's a great guy. Time, they say, is the master. Prince Gideon, and on the way Abba. The time Kwabena was suspended, 273 out of 275 parliamentary primaries had been successfully conducted. Justice Abeyiku Newton of Fair and on the way Abba, loads and loads of the messages. Kala undoubtedly has a higher calling beyond the ordinary, a passionate engineer and an environmental scientist. Prince Zakaria, your environmental science partner at Senwat and on the way Abba. Let me see. In studio now, the former MP for Tema East, Wababe Cancer, okay, let me see who this person is. Okay, into where the general manager of Adom City Estate Company Limited, Kofi Adabo Ofori Amanfo Osi. Good evening to you and thank you. Obi, good evening. We need Honorable Kennedy Agyapong to lead the NPP to restore hope. Paul John Wasa Ekropong on also the hour the aba any. Let me see. We say Kala, you made me proud today. Well spoken, and you remember me during the days at Kaneshi Complex, Kaneshi versus Prempe Keep Fit, Akunta Joe. And on also the way Abraying. There are many of your messages. And in PSC Atanase, Honorable Daniel Nikwate Titus Glover and Swatanase. After this short break, we get into the discussions. Stay with us.
Hey, it's me pan and me kita mi amike. EcoBank, me damase.
Shy, cow than you.
Oh, say EcoBank, yeah, cruising.
Once you bet me a cruise, one casa okay. Esani EcoBank Auto Finance Package in tea. Koyen cardless a hoodoo PI no one year juma baby. Ye ka da wakumaso. Say a new car, say yes second hand.